Good morning. Hey, let's do something a little different today. Normally we show you guys a lot of what we do with the bees here on the Windy Roost, and mostly that's kind of what you guys have seen, and I'm glad to share that with you guys, but that's not all we do. We're into our second year now, kind of with our little homestead here, and you can hear some of our noisy compatriots in the back there. But we do vegetables. We're working on starting some cut flowers and stuff. We've expanded out into the pasture, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit. We've got a neighbor that hays our field for us, and they get that. We've got a bunch of trees in the back, mostly wild forest, but we've got some wild mulberry trees that grow in the back that we pick from. Lots of cool flowers this year, which is new. Last year we just did mostly the tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers. A couple dahlias. Most of them got eaten by gophers this year, but yeah, it's wild, it's crazy. I mean, it's not like a pretty little garden or anything like that. It's more what I like to call realistic. So now I'm gonna walk around the garden, kind of show you guys what we've got. We may go over and introduce you to some of the crazy birds that are loud in the background. So yeah, we'll walk you around and show you the Windy Roost garden, what we got going on this year. We're always growing, we're always doing something new. So without further ado, I'll take you guys on a walk. So we'll start you off over here in the as soon as you walk in the gate there. Up front here we've got these are some asparagus that we started from seed this year. And I'm kind of curious. I'm a little dried out. We've had quite a bit of rain lately, but I'm out here watering the garden because it's going to be hot. So yeah, these are some nice ones. It's going to take about 3 years to, little worm on there, 3 years to harvest these guys at least. This is just starting out, so we'll just kind of probably transplant these guys next year as long as I can keep them alive through winter. I think on the Windy Roost page I showed you guys some of the ones that we planted in the ground. Up front, these are our experiment this year. Didn't get to add enough dirt to them, so we're kind of stalled out on this, but these are our potato towers. So you'll plant your potatoes in the ground and they'll sprout up. You're supposed to wait till they're about 6 inches, put some more dirt on them and let them grow up another 6 inches, put some more dirt on them, and as they get higher than the boards, you add more boards. But as you can see, they grew pretty prolific this year, and I wasn't able to keep up with them. But these guys are doing pretty good. These, I believe, are a red variety. These two right here, so they're doing good. I always peek my head down in there and see if I've got any poking up through the dirt that I need to cover. But they're growing. They should be ready to harvest in a little bit. You can see these guys are already, these are I believe these are a white variety. These guys are already kind of dying off, so we might be able to harvest those guys here in a little bit. I believe this is another white variety, and we've been able to do pretty good with that. A couple of these have already died off, so we're going to wait a little bit for those before we start digging. This was a purple variety that we already harvested. We got a few out of it. This side down here didn't do too well this year. It didn't grow as good as we thought it would, but we've still got one plant back there. We already dug some up. We're actually going to wait for those to go to seed and replant again, try to do another fall harvest. And another red variety here. These guys, like I said, they stay pretty small compared to everybody else down that way. So we're going to see what happens. You can see I mounded up some dirt. There was some that was poking up through there the other day that we had to add some dirt on top of. These, we had some lavender that didn't make it. Some purple queens that didn't make it through the winter, but you can tell we have a beautiful, beautiful tiger lily here growing. This has done great. I actually transplanted this into a pot last year from a random spot in the yard, so we'll recycle those pots, clean them up, put something else in it. I've got some of my sage that I planted this year. This was actually just, it had flowered. when I planted it, really early. So it didn't grow as big and bushy as its friend back here. Get some of these weeds out of the way here. But a lot of this mulch that you're seeing that we use, this is all from the chicken coop. We do a deep litter method, so we get to harvest it, and that smells so good. It smells really good. I'm excited to maybe dry some of those leaves. Look at our beautiful lilies. We planted these 2 years ago, and they've been doing great over here. Not sure the variety on them, but I love that beautiful maroon color. It's done really well for us. Here's one of the towers that we had that we actually painted early off in the beginning. We were going to add more to that, but she finished off pretty quick. And then this is our little flower patch over here. She's not so little, probably about 25 feet long, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet wide. But we just kind of planted our zinnias in here this year. Our zinnias did great last year. This is our cut flower section that we're trying to start up and doing. A lot of these will reseed. But beautiful zinnias. I really like these oranges. I'm not normally a big orange fan, but that orange is really pretty. There in the back, this is a seed that we bought this year for pollinators. It's called Cleome. Let me just move my hose here. Throw it back there, get some water back to those guys. But this has been really pretty. I hope this will reseed. These are probably a little over 3 to 4 feet tall, and they have done great over here. Look at that little seed pods on it. Let me get in here. Cool little seed pods it's already doing. So I'd love for just flowers to take over this whole section. We've decided, this is full of seed pods too. Look at that. We've decided maybe next year we'll expand out the garden out into the pasture here a little ways, which I'll take you guys out there in a bit. But we planted some melons out here, and even moved over into here a little bit. Done a couple of pumpkins. And look at this variety. These guys stay pretty small, this variety, for some reason. More zinnias, but beautiful pops of color. Some celosia that we started from seed this year, or coxcomb. Those have done really well, but what I'm really surprised about is these cosmos. Look at this. Definitely have to stake them up. They're pretty wispy, but I tell you what, you stake them up and you get them to stay tall like this, the flowers, the bees love them. But lots of nice little seeds getting started there. The one that I've kind of cut the blooms off of, looks like it's starting to put out new blooms, so that's good. And this is one of my few rosemaries back here. I'm going to try to create a rosemary hedge back here. This is one of 3. Get some herbs, as my wife likes to say, herbs. Some more of the yellow celosia. One of my other rosemaries back here. That one that was dead-headed back has some new blooms going on it. And then my other little rosemary. This place over here gets a lot of sun. So a lot of weeds in there. Like I said, I mean, this is what we did over here is we just kind of threw out some bachelor's button that we had. And I think they were like 2-3-year-old seeds. Didn't know what they were going to do. Didn't know what it was going to look like when it came up. So I didn't really want to get in here and weed all that much. And was hoping that as these guys were growing, I wasn't just growing some goofy looking weed. But it's turned out great. They're finally starting to bloom. They started blooming, what month are we in here? June, a couple weeks ago. This is a, let me see if I can see kind of a young one. So this is more of a young one. They got pretty tall. Here's a young one. Or I should say one that hasn't grown quite that tall. So there's still some in there. We don't really water this area. I mean, so this is all just kind of wild, doing its own thing. I've really started watering it, probably last month, and it's just like, oh shoot, I should probably go water that stuff, you know, once we started getting hot. So more of a let's see what happens kind of deal over here. Then we come around the corner here and to the start of our little trellis that we made. Man, I need to pick those. Look at these things. Pickling cucumbers. I came out and I picked a bunch, but apparently missed a few. So we'll get in there and I'll pick those, guys. I think we're gonna make some cucumbers pickles today. But lots of beautiful blooms. We've been trying to help this thing grow up, move the tendrils up so it'll grow over the top. This side was odd. She tried growing some cucamelons, type of cucumber, and kind of odd. None of the seeds really took. So it's been a slow go on this side. I need to come in here with the weed eater and knock some of these weeds down, but we'll get to that. Getting this bed ready. I think she's slowly planting more and more beans in here. So we've been kind of prepping these beds, getting them ready. That stuff acts really good as a mulch. Here's our little bush beans. Looks like she's starting to bloom. Try to grow some in there. So, I mean, we're not out here all the time. You know, Jess does really well with the garden. As you can tell with her tomatoes that are just taking off. This whole row here, you're probably looking at about 16 feet of romas. We've got a bunch growing. Look at those getting ready. Look at those baby ones in there. Blooms like crazy. More in there. I mean, just a beautiful set of aromas. I'll come through and probably pick some of these weeds today. We'll have to tie this up to the panel. Like these, a lot of these guys have laid down, so I don't know where she wants to put them. I'm not the tomato guy. She is. So, funny thing is she doesn't really like tomatoes, but we sure do grow a few of them. But you can see there's a bunch growing in there. Look at that. We come over to our little Dollar Tree multi-trellis thing. She tried planting some lettuce in there, which seems to have started. There's some dill in there. This is a cool addition. This is a pineapple mint or a pineapple basil? Pineapple basil. Give it the old sniff test. Pineapple basil. There's some more dill over there. It looks like some basil. Maggie's flag, because you can't have anything without flamingos on it. But this has done really well. This has done really well. So hoping to keep this going. This is her, I believe this is Thai basil. Look at the blooms on that. It's come to bloom. Bees have enjoyed that. So this is, oh yeah. Not really for me. It smells more like black licorice, but heck, she loves it. Hi, little buddy. Little bumblebee in there getting some bloom action on the aromas. We use, I know this looks ugly, but we use a cardboard. It mulches up. It's a great weed barrier. We were going to put mulch over the top of it this year, but didn't quite get a chance to. Over here on the right, as I go walking in, she had some radishes in there, which you can see. Maybe a beet or two, but oh look, those have gone to seed. We'll have to see how we harvest some of those seeds this year. That's one of the things we're going to try. You can see they've gone to flower. Not a big deal. She picked a bunch. But I'm not sure if that's... Look at that thing. That's a goofy looking tomato. That'll be fun. Probably one to eat. Only a tomato a mother could love, huh? But look at... Oh, there's some... I see red in there. There's some cherry tomatoes underneath. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Bunch of cherry tomatoes. This is our slicing tomatoes over here. I know she's got some Dr. White cheese, some pineapple. There's those Paul Robesons in there. Look at the blooms. I will probably tie some of that up over there. Oh yeah. Just walking through, looking at them. I enjoy finding them. It's like a treasure hunt. Yeah, I'll have to ask her kind of which is which. But there's, like I said, probably about 32 feet of tomatoes and weeds. But yeah, coming up on this side here, this row here, I think we did 21-foot rows. This is our pepper row. So they all started out really small this year. I don't know why, but good news, they're starting. Oh yeah, they're definitely starting. Oh look it, I believe that there is an Anaheim. Ha. Heck yeah. Got some Anaheims. I wonder if this is our poblanos. Oh man, that would be really cool if that was one of our poblanos. I hope so. Some chili relleno. Here's our banana peppers. Look at them. Look at them. Just look at it. Just look at it. Doing pretty good in there. But they're doing pretty good. Oh, jalapenos. Wife was telling me something about a jalapeno gate or something going on. A lot of people that got jalapenos this year ended up with banana peppers. I don't know if there was a mix-up at the nurseries or what, but a lot of people have gotten banana peppers instead of jalapenos. And come over here, talking about those zinnias earlier, about how they reseed themselves. These guys reseeded from last year. Squash bugs, or Japanese beetles, sorry, Japanese beetles. We noticed last year that they went after our zinnias instead of like our squash and our zucchini and stuff. So that's pretty cool. You guys might try that. That was just a trial and error kind of thing that we learned about. Funny story this year too, Jess planted some yellow crookneck squash and it's doing really well. Lots of blooms in there. And she planted another yellow crookneck squash, which is a little smaller, taking its time. Getting some beautiful blooms. And then she planted what she thought was a zucchini, a green zucchini. One, those aren't green. And two, those aren't zucchini. And three, some of these guys need to be harvested. Yeah, like you down there. I see you. I see you. I see a bunch of you. You need to come up. And this is the sad tale of my dahlias. I think I planted 8 bulbs last year along this row. And a bunch of them didn't make it last year. Oh, I had some beautiful, beautiful ones. I think it was like a tequila sunrise and these black stars. And all of my little tequila sunrise didn't make it. And this year I had 3 big, beautiful plants like this of my dahlias. And a gopher, matter of fact, here's one right here. I'm trying to save this one. I basically replanted it. Gopher came in and said, oh, hey, look, free chow. Ate just the bulb. Just the bulb. Top of the plant, all it did was start wilting back. Didn't even know what was going on. Just started wilting. I said, man, what is this? What is going on here? And it got in there and they started wilting and pulled the tops right off of them. Over here, this is Maggie's purple flower. Try to get in here and clean this up a little bit today too, but these are hosta. A blue hosta. And those have done pretty well. They've stayed around, so hoping those will grow some more. What are you guys doing? Said you can't hear me, you don't know. Our noisy neighbors. Our cool little weather station that we've got up there. Folks got us that 2 years ago, and it's done really well. Maggie's rock collection, outdoor rock collection. And oh, this is something cool I wanted to show you guys. This vine right here is a passion flower or maypop. You can see it's going to bloom right there. It throws these tendrils out. These were growing, we've got a bunch of them growing wild in the pasture and such. So this year I remembered not to cut it with the weed eater, and we're trying to, or at least I am, trying to grow it out, harvest some fruit off of it. There's one fruit that's in there. Yeah, you guys probably can't see that way back there. I'll show you guys when I'm on the other side of the fence. But yeah, a delicious, delicious fruit on there. The seeds are hard, so you basically just gotta like pop it when you open it up, and you eat the pulp. You just gotta mush it around a little bit because the seeds will chomp on your tooth. But yeah, this is old dirt mound. We're gonna get this out of here, and this is kind of gonna be a seating area. We're gonna do a circle and probably put a pergola or something out here. Hey Tony, you still got water running over here. I mean, at least they'll have a good drink. So yeah, that's kind of the inside. Let me throw that back there for that rosemary. But yeah, under our big beautiful oak tree, gives us some morning shade. So yeah, I'll take you guys out and we'll go check out the melon area. All right, go see who we got over here. All the iguanas. It's gonna be noisy, so there's our geese. We'll see how many of those are males. Bunch of our ducks. There's Yum Yum. The nice thing about this fence is you can pull it out of the ground. It's that poultry netting, so we let them in here to eat their food and stuff real quick in the morning, or if they get to go on timeout because they go across the street. And after that, normally in the evening, I'll let them out and they get to wander all that. Plus up in front of the house, and they get to free range all over this place. Most of the time they're out and about. Oh, there's George the guinea back there. And yeah, we just have those 2 cages back there. I don't think we've ever even used them. Oh yeah, I have, to put you on timeout. Huh, for like 10 minutes. I had to go back there and do that. What do we got over here, huh? What are you guys doing? Well, some of our cayugas. Oh, yep, there's Sir Francis the Drake. This is Peabody, the escape artist. You guys gonna come say hi? Here's one of the OGs, Hawkeye. Don't try to kick me. I know. There's Kimosabi. He's our male Ancona. Chaco. You see the baby turkeys back there? They're wandering around. We've moved the fence. Last few days is some pallets that we've got that we're trying to finish up the back half of the other chicken coop. But they've got plenty of shade here under this big old hickory tree. And yeah, this is their little hangout for part of the day. Refilling their pool, which is a daily thing. When you have ducks, you'll learn they're a little on the messy side. They're guapo back there. He's our male Iam. This is either pine cone or peppercorn. I don't remember which one. One of our half-twins. Oh, there comes Lucky. And there's Blue. He's our male Lavender Orpington. Probably so-so in there squawking. And then we have, where's she at? Oh, there you are. What are you doing? Huh? You don't think you gotta follow the rules like everybody else? You just come out and do your own thing, huh? Yeah, that's VP2. She's a Sapphire Gem. I think she's 3. And she does not obey the rules. But that's okay. She's a sweetheart. So yeah, this is just a small portion of the crazy roost. I'm gonna take you guys over now and show you the melon patch. Now that you've got to meet our sedentary noisemakers. Yeah, especially you guys. Huh, handsome boy. She says, yeah, I'm gonna whoop on you. I'm gonna whoop on you. Old Yum Yum. And just think, 3 years ago you were supposed to be Thanksgiving. And here you are, the ladies' man. One of our girls is on the nest. And one of our other girls is probably out on the nest somewhere. Or is that her? I can't tell. The babies are pretty much the same size. So yeah, let's go check out the melon patch, huh? So this is the outside the fence here. We've got a couple peach trees here that one of our projects, but that one blew down and broke. It wasn't doing well anyways, but that's a project that we've got for another day. I wanted to walk you guys over here. We're outside the fence of the garden and bring you over to this maypop and show you. She's pretty light, so I mean it's just starting, but that's about the size they get. And that's passion fruit, and it's native to this area actually. The southeastern United States. I think it grows all the way to Oklahoma, up into Ohio's maybe. But yeah, so I'm trying not to cut this stuff down too, let it grow and harvest some wild stuff. So let's take you out here into this, what used to be part of our hayfield back there. Big beautiful oak tree. I love that thing. So yeah, I'll take you over here first. Kind of an area that we try to clean up around the trees. I want to take you to something funny. Let's see if I can find it. I found it. Ah, yes. Maggie, in her infinite wisdom, was helping us plant the other day, and I was just curious, and I looked over here to see if she planted anything, and I'll be darned, that's watermelon. So we're going to let it go. I got to remember not to mow over here, or at least try to be selective over here, because we come up to one of our melon mounds. Yeah, got some, I don't remember if it's black diamond that we planted. I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like much yet. We're just starting, and we're going to expand out here. I gotta remember where I planted everything. Oh, here's another one. Here's another little watermelon. And I've done it to where it won't get into a bunch of his field. I figure if she comes out this way, give it plenty of space. And this is a cantaloupe, actually. Got us a nice little cantaloupe, so I'll keep it trimmed back a couple feet from that so he can still hay, because he's gonna hay some more this year. Another cantaloupe, which I like. So hopefully we'll have a bunch of melons. I'll get out here and water these guys in a minute. And let's see if I believe this is our last cantaloupe. Yep. Last cantaloupe. Starting to come up, get some good water. And let's see if, I think our pumpkin seeds were pretty old, so those haven't come up yet. I don't think those were, we had high hopes for those. And nothing there yet. And nothing there yet. So we'll see. We'll see. Over there is going to be a berry patch eventually. We do have some wild blackberries that I'm trying to bring back. See, this is there's a gas line that goes underneath here, so we can't really plant anything or do anything in this area. But this is out here back in the woods. But we've got some weeds and wild blackberries that, like I said, we're just growing. Stupid ant bit my toe. Growing back here. And they're still growing back here. I mean, here's a young one starting up. Here's a young one going. Is that ant still on there? No. So here's a young one growing. Those couple of areas. Man, you got me good. Make my toe itch. But some beautiful wildflowers back there. Look like black-eyed Susans maybe. So yeah, this is going to be kind of berry patch area. We're going to try to clear out some of these trees. A lot of hickory back here. I believe there's like a tree called a burning bush back there. I do have a mulberry tree back there I'm going to save, but it's not all going. I mean, it's not going to like get clear cut or anything like that. It's just going to get cleaned up a bit because maybe the hogs will go back here. Maybe. I don't know. That's next year's problem to figure out. And like I said, our big beautiful oak tree we've got over here. Hardest part I have with that thing is keeping the baby oak trees out of the garden. Oh, some shade and some breeze finally. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep on watering, and we're gonna get after it. All right. So yeah, that's our phew, it's already getting warm. That's our crazy little homestead right now. Still a lot going on, a lot of stuff that's getting busy. I think, I don't know, my big hat might be in the way, but there's the bees here in the back. Gotta go check them tomorrow, see how the honey's going. We're hopefully gonna harvest next week. I think that's the plan. So we'll do a video on that. If you guys haven't already, should have probably said this at the beginning, but if you get a chance, like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Yeah, we're just kind of trudging through it, figuring it out as we go. You know, I mean, I think in this day and age, a lot of us are doing that. So if you guys have any questions and we can help you out, let us know. You know, we'll give you what answers we've got, what we've learned, and if not, hopefully find out. Yeah, I'm gonna go inside. I think we've got thunderstorms coming. So thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. We appreciate your time, and don't forget, life's always a breeze here on the Windy Roost. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a wonderful day.